everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas.
And I'm T-Bone.
And we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to discuss the Carolina Panthers Week 3 matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. The Panthers fall to 3-0 to a very good Seattle team, but played pretty admirably. T-Bone, I want to get your thoughts on this one.
Thanks so much, Vegas. I'm actually not wanting to kill myself right now. It's a funny feeling. It hasn't happened in a while. I think I sort of went through all the stages of grief in about an hour after the game because it still sucks to see your team lose. But there's a lot of good that comes from this. This is a loss, but it's also the Seattle Seahawks. You know, the ones that were up at halftime over the 49ers during the playoff game, those Seahawks. So, and this is obviously not the same team, but still, I didn't expect to win. I want to win. I didn't expect to win. Our defense showed up. It didn't work out for us. There was just a lot of times that it just didn't work out for us. The running game sort of / passing game just wasn't working for us. Our defense was messed up against their passing and running game. That being said, we still had a couple of good guys show out. Let me tackle the defense first. Camu Grugier-Hill has come in for Shaq Thompson, and they had a really close friendship. And I'm glad to see that. You know, you miss Shaq Thompson, you think you're going to skip a beat, but Camu Grugier-Hill really plugged that gap. And our front defensive line is just insane. Brian Burns getting a sack. He's doing great. Yuta Gross-Matos, I'm big on him. It's great. I'm glad that Deion Jones got an interception. I would wish other guys would get the interceptions, but we picked him up in either free agency or traded. We got him from the Falcons, and so I'm glad to see that some of the guys that we brought in, such as Von Bell and Deion Jones, are doing the work that we thought they would. I'm glad that that's happening. We've made the right decision. Secondary's hurt. CJ Henderson's hurt. I don't know if he went back in or not. It was kind of touch and go for a little bit. Prayers to him. Hopefully J.C. Horn can come back soon. I said I think week 4 or week 5 is when he's supposed to make his return. So I'm looking forward to that. Injury bug has bit us, and it bit us hard, like I said. But overall, we're sticking it out. We're sticking it out. Nothing too bad's happening. Other than Shaq Thompson, no season injuries have happened other than Shaq Thompson. I'm thankful for that. Let's tackle the offense now. So, my personal opinion, before the game happened, I had heard and seen that Bryce Young had injured his ankle, and they were going to start Dalton. Now, I don't think Bryce's ankle is that injured. I do think it is injured, and I think it's good that we're not Joe Burrowing him, because no one wants an aggravated calf or ankle. And I think it's good for Bryce to sit back and watch, because I think Bryce can be good. He showed flashes, obviously, but I think it's very important to see a veteran guy go in there and really just ball out, which is what Dalton did. Career high pass attempts. I'm glad that he's still just, I'm glad that he hasn't really skipped a beat. Obviously, Andy Dalton is not what he was, back when he was making playoff pushes consistently and getting blown out in the wild card round. But he's still solid. He's serviceable. By no means is he fully washed. He can get us wins. And I think that we are going to hold Bryce Young back for a second week because of the ankle injury, which is good. Better just rest him up. But also I think it's good because I want him to see Dalton. I wouldn't even mind if Dalton played a third straight week. Just so Bryce can see. Because I've been hearing a lot of things about a lot of different people that moved to Carolina. Hurst. Unfortunately, Hurst only got 2 targets. I wish he got more, but oh well. Hurst, Thielen, Sanders, Dalton, Bell, Deion Jones, a lot of guys on both sides. I've been hearing a lot about how just because the coaching staff attracted them and that it brought them to it because they're in for the long haul. Adam Thielen, 3 years. He's going to be here when we're successful or on the cusp of it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that these guys understand that this is not a win now team, and I'm starting to get there too. Obviously, I want my team to win, but we're not winning now. We'll win later, but we're investing, and I'm glad these guys get it. This is an investment, and even all the while, we can still fight tooth and nail and try and get some wins during this investment. I know a lot of Panthers fans are upset that we're 0-3. It's not good. It's not a good stuff, and it's upsetting. But I don't think that this is anything other than just it's not working out for us, and it's a rookie, and it's just a completely new team, and we're still getting the gel together. We're gelling more. This is the most points we've scored this season. More good things are going to come. It just takes time. And I want to say something. I understand that Frank Reich's 0-3 right now, and that's a little upsetting. Calling him to be fired already. Saying that you would have rather had Steve Wilks is one thing. That is something that's Panthers fans, that's one thing. When you're saying fire Frank Reich, that's another. That's not okay. You need to learn that things take time. I don't want to be like the Sixers GM and say trust the process, but trust the process. As long as he's not a flopping merchant. Anyways, a lot of good stuff balled out on the offense. Adam Thielen really put in the work, and I saw how he took the football into his body, and just it was great. Miles Sanders, young man, 9 for 24 is abysmal. You're so lucky you got that goal line tutty. That being said, he is also sort of receiving back, so you get a pass for now, young man. But let me tell you, 9 of 24 is not a long-term thing. Listen here, thank Lord Jesus, and thank your lucky stars that Chuba Hubbard did not touch the ball more than twice. DJ Chark, great. He had a great catch that I think it was 40 or 30 some yards, and he was able to hold it in. And it was questionable whether he kept it in, but he did. He kept it in. So that's great. I'm loving that. A lot of guys coming up big. We're spreading the sugar. We really are. We're sharing the sugar. Not one person really dominated. I mean, Thielen did. You can see that the guys that are at the front of the pack, but no one's really falling behind. Only one guy, and that would be Hurst, which I'd love to see more of. But I appreciate that he's not being a diva. I appreciate that he's not Pickens. It's Hurst is taking it as it is, and different QBs, different styles. Bryce Young likes Hurst. Andy Dalton was a little bit shaky on that. But I think that once this team gels more with Dalton and Bryce Young both all the same, this is not a scary team, but a team that can certainly make moves and be a mover and a shaker. I know Andy Dalton wasn't pleased with this game, but I appreciate that he's taking the role that he is taking. It takes a lot of humble pie to be a backup and to be a journeyman and to go from team to team to team, and he's taking that role very, very in stride, and I appreciate that. I'm not going to make this comparison, but all I'll say is, Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes was behind Alex Smith for a whole year. Alex Smith's not wowing, but same type of deal. It's all it takes for a rookie is to just see how a veteran moves and works, and that's what Dalton's doing. I want Dalton in a little bit more. I don't want Bryce Young out for the rest of the year. I don't want that. But I would not complain if Dalton was in for a couple more games, maybe 2 more games here and there, and just peppering them in. So One thing I will say, even on the sidelines, Bryce wasn't playing poise, calm as can be. He's not flustered. So, and one more thing, Eddie Pinheiro missed a 55-yarder, which sucks, but he's just been so good for us. So many 50-plus yarders made, so many 40-plus yarders made. We have been really working him, and he's been taking it all in stride, and I appreciate it. And it's just, this is a loss, yes, but this loss taught us a lot, and it's just more gel. A loss does not mean that we took a step back. You can take a step forward and still lose. So I'm a lot more happy with this Carolina Panthers team than I was last week. Vegas, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I generally agree with the sentiment that the Panthers definitely looked like a much better football team this week. Andy Dalton asked to sling the ball a bunch, and he slung it pretty well. 351 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Credit to the Panthers, no turnovers, great ball security today. Miles Sanders, though, a bit of a rough outing at the running back position. Did well receiving, but I understand there's a little bit of concern with the offensive line outside of the left tackle position and with injuries and stuff, but you got to be doing better than that, Miles. I'm sorry. That's not a great performance. Adam Thielen, very, very great game. DJ Chark had a great game as well. Had a really nice play for a touchdown and a nice sideline grab. You know, they're getting guys involved. They were spreading the ball around well, which kind of expected. Hurst, like you said, didn't get as much action. How much of that is a play calling thing versus a Dalton Young preference thing? I don't know. That's not something I really had the chance to analyze, but regardless, still a good performance on offense. Put up 27 points against a pretty good defense. Only allowed 3 sacks. I mean, Dalton was throwing and took some shots and still throwing well. And, you know, it was nice to see the Panthers successfully throw the ball downfield. That's something that has been sorely lacking for y'all. Bryce Young has struggled throwing the ball down the field. And
say it louder, Vegas. Say
Andy
it louder.
Dalton,
thank you,
was slinging it.
Yes, sir.
Had a bunch of really beautiful downfield passes to guys who were able to get open against a pretty solid, they're not the best, but still a pretty solid Seattle Seahawks secondary. So obviously like to see those improvements in the passing game, and if I'm being honest, I would like to see Andy Dalton be the starting quarterback going forward. I understand that you want Bryce to be the long-term guy, but I honestly think it would be better for both the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young in the long term if Andy Dalton was your starting quarterback going forward.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Sure.
So you're saying for the next, how many games left do we have? Dude, I'm still confused on the 16, 17 week game thing.
You're 3 games in, there's 14 games to go.
Okay, thank you. Math was never my strong suit, folks. Keep that in mind. So does that mean you want Andy Dalton to play all 14 weeks if he's healthy?
I think probably yes. At least the next 6 to 8.
That's acceptable.
Well, and then you can maybe reevaluate after that. But Andy Dalton is definitely the better quarterback right now. Bryce Young can be good, but Bryce Young also needs to develop. And there have been many instances. The vast majority of time when you take a young quarterback and you just throw him straight into the fire, hey, you're the starter, year 1, good luck. It doesn't work out.
Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions. I think 27 or 28. Not good.
But like, it doesn't work out for them long term, though. Like, that's the thing. Even though the Panthers have done a decent job of trying to surround him with guys, we saw those guys work today with Dalton at quarterback.
Yep.
So I think there's a lot Bryce Young can learn. But I honestly think he would be better learning for a year and then being more prepared to try and start either in the second half of the season or next year. I think that's better for both your team going forward and for Bryce Young.
Yeah. Because also, we, like I said about guys sticking here for the long term, I don't know how many years we have Andy Dalton for, but he signed He signed a 2-year contract. 2-year contract. So he's sticking with us. So barring some type of crazy thing that happens, he's same with Thielen, sticking with us for multiple years. So they're putting in their stock. One quick thing I'll say, I guess I just plumb forgot about it. Offense, you brought that up. Not been looking great. That being said, a lot of injuries, and Chandler Zavala got in there, and it's Lumen Field, and it's loud. It's a very loud stadium, and it caused, I think, 2 or 3 false starts. So, and I hope Chandler doesn't take that too hard because he's a rookie. And you know what? If I want any rookie lineman to go into any stadium, I want it to be Lumen or Arrowhead or somewhere loud, somewhere electric. That really it's a trial by fire, which won't be great, but at least you get that out of the way. You get the bad stuff out of the way. So now Chandler Zavala comes in for Bank of America or other stadiums that are quieter. He'll be prepped to play better. These loud stadiums, it'll get the rookie used to, and that's going to suck for a little bit. But I think in the end, if he buckles down, it'll be good for him. I know you're a big Wolfpack guy. Vegas, how do you feel about that?
Well, it's nice to see him start. Obviously, offensive line, not an easy position. I liked him at NC State. He and Aquanu were very good, so obviously not an easy place to play Lumen. Seattle, not an easy defense to play. So, it is what it is. Expect him to learn and grow. Like, your rookies are... No rookie has ever come into the league and played perfectly. Hell, no player. No, Tom Brady doesn't play perfect football. Tom Brady still makes mistakes, and he's the best to ever do it. So,
Patriots fan just said that. People, write that down. Write that down.
Har he har he har he har. But it's not about the mistakes you make. It's about, 1, can you learn from them? 2, can you bounce back? And 3, can you prevent yourself from making those mistakes in the future? Are you going to be consistently making mistakes? Or are you going to make less mistakes over time? Zavala's young. We don't know that yet. He's going to make mistakes as a youngster. How well does he bounce back? And is he going to consistently make mistakes?
Yep.
Is he going to be able to wean off of that? We'll see. I'm excited to see what it does, because I think he's a player with a lot of potential, but it is going to be up to him to figure it out. So,
I'm hoping that state connection can help. Because it definitely, let me tell you something. College teammate connections are elite in the National Football League. They're important.
Yeah, I completely agree. So we'll definitely see what happens there. Now, I would like to briefly talk about your matchup against the Minnesota Vikings next week. They're going to be traveling into Charlotte, North Carolina.
Ooh.
Next Sunday. What are your thoughts on that one?
Okay, so my immediate thoughts, I got 2 that pop into my head. One on the right, one on the left. The one on the right is Justin Jefferson's going to cook our ass. And it's going to be abysmal to watch. And I may rip out a few follicles of hair. On the other hand, his quarterback is the one and only Kirk Cousins. Choking legend. Choke master. Do I think we're going to win this? Probably not. We're in our rough patch. We're definitely in our beginning rough patch. That being said, if we watch out for any football team can win against any other football team at any point in the league for any reason, solely based on the fact that some Sundays some guys just don't show up. So will I say the Panthers could win? Yes, the Panthers could win. The Panthers could win against the 16-0 Patriots. Likely going to never happen. Never, ever, ever. But it could. it could happen. Things can happen. Doesn't mean they do. It's a very small chance. But I do like that it's Kirk Cousins that's coming into Charlotte and not, someone else. He really choked during that Chargers game. So I'm hoping that we gel more, because we keep gelling. We're snowballing into good stuff, and our defense comes up big, and maybe we can make a few plays. If you ask me for prediction right now, Vikings over Panthers. That being said, I'll obviously be rooting for my Carolina Cats. I am cautiously hopeful. This is not the worst team I think we're going to play. I think there's Lions. We're playing the Lions, so they're. But the Vikings are frauds, man. They're frauds. That's the thing. Last year I would have peed my pants. This year I'm not so sure. You have Justin Jefferson. That's a terrifying thing. That's a terrifying fact. You know what's also terrifying? The fact that he may be traded, may demand a trade. That's just me talking crap. I have heard literally zero rumors about that. But I mean, if I was Jay Joes, I'd be getting a little annoyed. So, cautiously hopeful, hoping things turn out well. Hope Kirk keeps on this choking streak, and I hope that we keep going towards progress, because it looks like every game we keep taking steps towards progress, and that's good. I like that. I want that. I'd rather us keep having steps forward. I definitely wish that Kirk Cousins channeled his inner prime time Kirk Cousins, even though that's unfortunately not going to be when the time is, but that's my basic thoughts on it. What are your thoughts, Vegas?
Well, the Vikings are certainly in a downward spiral right now. 0-3 start. 3 very ugly losses, turnover-heavy losses. So I honestly think this is going to be an opportunity for you guys. You're not the better football team, but the Vikings aren't playing very well right now. If y'all are able to generate a couple of turnovers, that's going to be big for y'all. But the Vikings are also coming into this game knowing that they desperately need a win, and I think that's going to generate a very good performance out of them. So I think y'all are going to be tested, and I do expect the Vikings to win, but I think it's an opportunity for you to maybe get a win, but at least show some resilience and show that you can be a good football team. So,
completely agree.
Those are my thoughts there. Please let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Well, that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.